All right, Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. All right, so salutations, peace, and blessings to the 12 tribes, the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. I'm going to play this video, and then I'm going to get a scripture dealing with fractional reserve banking. We're living in the end of the Edomite rule, and as the scriptures say, their tongues are going to start to fall upon themselves, meaning they're going to start to out one another. There's particular insiders that are going to come out with particular things that they know that are going on, and so forth. All right. And this is what's happening. Fractional reserve banking is one of the most wicked institutions and wicked practices on the planet Earth. All right. And it's a big part of why everyone's in debt and can't get out of the hole, because of these central banks that are set up all over the planet Earth, man. Okay. And they loan people these large amounts of debt, all right, that they're never able to pay back, which keeps you further enslaved to the banking family, the Rothschilds. This is how they, basically are so rich. It's basically witchcraft. It's money that isn't there. But we're going to listen to this video, get a scripture, and get out of here. Shalom.
It is my opinion that you do not really understand the concept of banking. All the banks are broke. Bank Santander, Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, they're all broke. And why are they broke? It isn't an act of God. It isn't some sort of tsunami. They're broke because we have a system called fractional reserve banking, which means that banks can lend money that they don't actually have. It's a criminal scandal, and it's been going on for too long. To add to that problem, you have moral hazard, a very significant moral hazard from the political sphere. And most of the problem starts in politics and central banks, which are part of the same political system. We have counterfeiting, sometimes called quantitative easing, but counterfeiting by any other name. The artificial printing of money, which if any ordinary person did, they'd go to prison for a very long time. And yet governments and central banks...
All right, so like he said. All right, and this is the brother GMS Endure the Pain, the brother from the New Orleans camp, GMS Louisiana Saints, Laban. This is a beautiful page. Subscribe to that. Get that brother a plug. But as you heard what he said, if any regular person, basically writing a bounce check, if we did that, we go to jail, we get in trouble. We get, the police, all sorts of things happen to us. But these elites are doing this on a large scale, meaning if you want to understand fractional reserve banking, I'll give it to you in just a short, synopsis or summary. Basically you go into the bank and they'll say that they have $1 million, but that's only in on a computer that they have $1 million. Actually, they only have $100,000 in cash, right? But they're able to loan out loans with interest on the 900,000 that isn't even there. Okay, so there's all this false fake money in circulation that they're able to get money off of that doesn't even really exist. They have a fraction reserved of what they're actually telling you. Fractional reserve banking, which the scriptures address, all right, Edomite supremacy and what they're doing with fractional reserve banking. Now, when you read Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, all right, it's dealing with the latter times, and it's calling out this current wicked system that's in place. And one of the things that stands out, and Apostle Tahar is real big on bringing this out, is his debt, and how he pretty much has all of the nations in slavery through debt. Okay, this is what the leaders of this world, the Rothschild, Rockefeller, this is what they're doing. Okay, this is one of their practices that they have to get all of these riches in control. Okay, this ain't even a tip of the iceberg of what these devils have going on. But let's read this. It's Habakkuk, the prophet Habakkuk. All right, 2 and 6. Or a matter of fact, all right, I'll start at 4. It says, "Behold, his soul, which is lifted up." All right, let me get these out of the way so if you're reading along, you can see it, and then I'll go back. Behold, all right, his soul which is lifted up him is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. All right. So we're living by faith. All right. It say, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death. Okay. He transgressed by wine, which is his philosophy. All right. I'm going to do a video on this clown, Bill Nye the Science Guy, which this whole science is basically Satanism that they're pushing, all right, under the guise of science. And they believe that they are. All right, as the scriptures say in Isaiah, he believes that he is. Okay, he believes that he's the Most High. Okay, and he's pushing that philosophy all throughout the earth, which is dumbing people down and creating a society full of numbnuts. All right, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. He don't stay at home. He's all over the world doing wickedness. It is as death. Everywhere he goes, death follows, and cannot be satisfied. All right, can't be satisfied. He has everything, but he keeps going. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's what this new world order is all about. All right, and they're going to try to put a microchip inside of everybody. Okay, it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, saying, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Now, when you look up this word clay in the Hebrew, showing you that the scriptures are 100% on point and call out the so-called white man, the Hebrew word for clay is what? Ibatya. All right. And what does that mean? Weight of pledges, heavy debts. Heavy debts. All right. Fractional reserve banking. All right. and people are starting to cry out for the wickedness that he's doing with fractional reserve banking. Okay, he ladeth himself with thick clay. You can't get out of the hole. You can't get to him because of how much debt you're in and how much money and riches he has, man. And real money is not paper money; it's gold. These people are rich in the substance of the earth: frankincense, gold, silver, copper, all of these things. This is what these people have, while they have you running around here with paper money, which in their Federal Reserve. We went in Atlanta, and they tell you that the paper dollar isn't worth anything. All right. So this is why you see a rise up from these nations, because it's biblical prophecy. Verse 7, shall not they rise up, and suddenly that shall bite thee. All right. And awake, and shall vex thee, and thou shalt be booties unto them. For booties unto them, meaning they're going to take spoil. All right. That is coming. Okay. It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, and all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because of men's blood. Let me take that off. Because of men's blood. Okay. Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land and of the city and all that dwell therein. Okay. Woe to him that covet an evil covetous to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So he has you on this level fighting. Everybody is in debt. You go to college, you're in debt. Anything you do requires you to buy into this debt system. You can't get ahead without debt. Debt is how he rules. Okay. That's just what he's all about. Okay. So these nations are starting to tape up a parable against him and call him out for what he's doing. Look at Jamaica. Look at Haiti. Look at South America. Look at all over the planet Earth. This is what he's doing. All right. Through his banking. So we'll end it off here. All right. In James, the 5th chapter. Okay. It's James 5. All right. And 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl, for your misery shall come upon you. Who are the rich men? All right. You Edomites. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. They have gold and silver in abundance. It's just sitting while the whole world is in complete chaos. You have to donate to Houston, while these people have gold stacked up to the roof in particular buildings. Okay. And that's going to be your judgment. Okay. You're building your house with other men's money, as the scriptures say. Okay. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. All right. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Okay? And that's us, man. The Israelites. We built this whole thing, man. Okay? Trying to acquire this American dream, you end up with debt. Okay? It says, behold, it said, ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and have been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. All right? And that's what's going on. But now people are waking up to your wickedness, man. So we're going to play this video one more time, and those scriptures that we just read should sink in through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Hold on.
It is my opinion that you do not really understand the concept of banking. All the banks are broke. Bank Santander, Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, they're all broke. And why are they broke? It isn't an act of God. It isn't some sort of tsunami. They're broke because we have a system called fractional reserve banking, which means that banks can lend money that they don't actually have. It's a criminal scandal, and it's been going on for too long. To add to that problem, you have moral hazard, a very significant moral hazard from the political sphere. And most of the problem starts in politics and central banks, which are part of the same political system. We have counterfeiting, sometimes called quantitative easing, but counterfeiting by any other name. The artificial printing of money, which if any ordinary person did, they'd go to prison for a very long time. And yet governments and central banks